send that one on goal. Foodie has been a very, very good presence for them on the blue line. He's also scored quite a bit. As this one comes right out goal, big scramble in front of the net mouth, and now comes out to the corner. Good chaos being generated here by the second line for Jersey, with Tyler Lesser, Jack Wheaton, and Yaroslav Shmakov. As now, Alex Patsilevis is at 6 points with 2 goals and 4 assists. They've been a little bit slow on the scoring department thus far, but they've managed to pull out a couple victories here and there as a turnover leads to a rush back the other direction for Wilkes-Barre Scranton, but well handled there as Samuel Lavoie was stuck to the corner. They'll send ahead once again as this one goes down to the other end of the ice and will go for icing as winning. Offensive zone draw for the Knights. They're leading there with the number 29, Owen Scott, in the dot. Scott tried to backhand to keep it in, but wound up whiffing on his try, and it'll be pursued instead in the corner here. Come out to around the half wall, and eventually fought back out to center ice. This will be handed by the number 10, Duccini, as he looks to send out ahead. A couple of 11-point scorers thus far in the early going for Scranton, as they have gotten their scoring legs working. And as mentioned, we'll probably have a higher position in their division were not for the lack of games to this point, as that takeaway leads to a shot right in the high slot. Good save there made, as there's a good look there. Foodie, though, able to guide it out. A little bit sloppy there on the exit, but they are able to at least get the puck out. Taken back in for a re-entry by Alec James, though. And now the Hitmen, potentially a 2-on-2 skate forward. Nice drop pass, tried to get it over. But a bit of a traffic jam there, as it's then tried to be centered from the corner. Joining the rush there was the number 22, Sebastian Savage. And now breaking out is Wilkes-Barre. Nice speedy skating into the zone there from Trent Krecker, sorry. Down low, and a tight angle shot rang off the outside of the post. Good opportunity there for Stewart on the top defensive pairing, but now coming in and trying to backhand against the green. Good opportunity there for Jersey, just goes wide of the crease for Preston Baker. Swung around in deep. Left behind by the goalie, left it right into the middle of the ice, and, well, Jersey gets a little fortunate to stay up as they are, as Garotti couldn't find it there. Down low it comes. Wilkes-Barre cycles it up top. That shot blocked away. And in pursuit, that one chopped directly wide. Now Wilkes-Barre on the return. Here's Krecker taking a shot. Toth has got 10 games, so he's played a little bit as well, I would imagine, with the NCD. Face off one back by the Hitmen here. Comes out towards the middle of the ice. Jersey tries to poke it out. They wind up having to skate laterally to retrieve it, and that's where their trouble can compound if they're not careful. Big scrum here right at the top of the zone. And Wilkes-Barre able to backhand it in a little bit deeper. Spinning around, trying to get it out with Xavier Thomas, and it'll still stay live there at the top of the zone before it's finally knocked out of the way by Dom Sorrentino. Touching up with the goaltender. And now lofted ahead. Back out towards the neutral zone. You see Sebastian Savage trying to work against the Wilkes-Barre D, which has done a very good job at stopping the rushes on the other direction. Now coming in right on unmarked in a safe minute. And it'll be the first power play of the game for the Wilkes-Barre Knights. Looking to take the lead first. Walking the line here is Marachik. Gives right side, back up top. Now looking down left side, a little tic-tac-toe play leads to a shot right on, and a nice save with the shoulder there. Comes back out to the middle again. A couple of good chances here for Bolduc. They reload back up to the top. Now along the left wall. That was James. Now shot through traffic, couldn't get on, and the puck was poked. Now 15-2 in favor of the visitors. This one's handled by Aiden Bourne for the Hitmen. He'll send it in deep, and it has enough circle. Jarikov, a native of Russia. This one will come up back to the point. Shot deflected over wide, and Bourne trying to shield away the puck, tying up James's stick. Now here comes Bobalski on the rush. We've seen him a couple of times, but just a step one side to slightly greater effect, of course. His shots are now 16-2. Bourne tried to chip it off the wall, didn't get it very far, and it's taken away by the Knights again. Sent in by James, didn't get it in deep, but a good play there along the wall by Stewart to keep it alive. And now it is in deep with James. James searching, plays it over to the wall. Around it comes on the cycle. Activating in deep the defenseman Marachik. Good job to send it out, but could be an icing here. Now it's waved off. Getting back there first was Lavoie. Little puck battle for it here in the corner as the Hitmen try to finally generate some opportunities, but this pass kind of goes sluggishly along the ice and will have to be sent right back in. Hitmen don't have numbers, so they'll really has to play very protective there, as bearing down on him was Trent Krecker. Able to escape. Bombalski, look at him go again. He has just been skating up a storm, and his turnaround shot for a period's length of time, over 20 minutes. Hitmen do, in fact, have a shot on goal. Now can they keep it going? They do lose the offensive zone draw. And Stewart will send it forward. Over to Sam Lavoie. That one goes off of a shoulder and down into the corner, but they do get it in deep. The forecheck will get activated again. They've just been a little bit faster here in the early going, as that one just kept alive. It looked like he might have stick-handled it offside, at least from my vantage point, but the officials didn't see it that way. That was Di Gaetano that I was referring to. Big battle for it here in the corner, and the Hitmen will come away with it here with Savage, but Bourne. And the power play will get to work once again, 0 for 1 thus far in the day. Held up top, right circle here is Vito Cavataio. Cavataio was buzzing in that first power play, didn't quite get rewarded, as it swung back down by Krecker, the tall forward. And Monty Wood trying to get to work, suppressing the power play. Comes free to Bobalski, and he will ladle it free on the backhand all the way down, where it'll be found by Baker. Aggressive skate forward, shorthanded by Cole Riley, trying to turn the puck over, but instead it'll be held by Marachik. There goes the smooth skating Marachik. His shot blocked away in the nick of time, because that was nearly a beautiful coast-to-coast drive for, again, the defenseman. Played along once again by Baker. And now it'll once again be Marachik. This time he'll pass ahead, and his connection once again, and a couple of tries at it there for Lavoie, but a couple more saves from Garrity. This one's sent down. Looks like it should go for often something that you'll see. Certainly something that I saw in a couple of NCDC victories for the Hitmen, as they kept drawing penalties while their opponents kept trying to come back, and it just stunted their efforts. They couldn't get out of their own way. And right now, the premier Hitman experiencing that same problem, as there's a nice skate by Lavoie. He's being watched closely in the corner, but able to dish off. Trying to get it up top to the wall. Good resistance there from the Hitmen, and they free the puck up here for a skate ahead. Here's Schmackov. Schmackov with a nice move, gets it back to his forehand, and he's pulled down from behind. Here comes another quick skate ahead from the number 9 of Marachik. Boy, he can fly. Marachik plays it off the wall to himself. Still waiting, circling here like a vulture. Now we'll give it off. Left circle, coming in, moving in, a shot. Trying to go just about halfway through this game. Still a 1-0 scoreline. The saving grace of the Hitmen, who have been beaten to the punch thus far. As here's a long clapper, just goes wide of the net. Again there from Marachik. 16 more seconds to go. Marachik waits up top. He gets it on a little saucer pass. Another shot and a save by Garrity. Not afraid to shoot the puck and able to stop it up. Nice move there to deny Riley on a shorthanded chance, and puts another shot just a little bit wide on the stick side. But comes to Riley here, and it's short-handed, but it's offside. Liner on Gretchen as well. Just one thing on the clock right now. Well, right now it looks like a 5-on-4. As there's a one-timer let go by Bourne, goes well wide. Gretchen is in the box right now. Maybe an extra penalty. There's an extra penalty on Stewart. Roughing and perhaps an unsportsmanlike on top of it. Right now it says 2 roughs. So it's either a double rough or a rough plus unsportsmanlike. So an extra 2-minute penalty assessed to Stewart. So that's what it was. That's why it's a 5-on-4. My apologies for not keeping up there, but we figured it out, as it is the first power play of the game for the Jersey Hitmen, but they weren't able to control too much there off that initial shift. Now Stewart trying to make something happen, frees the puck up, but again, not a lot of support right now. And held in the corner before it's finally chopped free. This one is going to roll right along the boards, and it will come to a stop just shy of the line, so no icing. Handled here for Lavoie. He is stopped up, and now the forecheck finally trying to get to work here. But DiGaetano plucks it free from the mess. Sends ahead for Alec James. James gives left side, moving right on in, and it was loose there on the right side, couldn't be put home. Good drive to the net again by Marachek. Comes out towards the right side, another shot, goes a little bit wide. Loose there in the crease, and still couldn't be found, but able to be plucked away finally by Wood, trying to send it out. Again, can't get a clearance here. Spun down. Wood there in conjunction with Bourne, trying to slow the Wilkes-Barre attack, but they're also not clearing their own end. Around it went with Altamare. Thomas trying to fling it out, and they're just not getting it free off the wall. It's staying right there. As Wilkes-Barre have been confounded at many points by Garrity, but they've tried to get their special teams right here. As it's sent back up top, played along over towards the right side of the ice, and swung around in deep by Cavatayo. Comes out towards the middle of the ice, nobody home to receive, and now shorthanded, looking to make something happen, is Riley, but he's beaten to the punch, and now some numbers here, kind of a partial 3-on-2, but button hooking back is James. James, in the final minute, waits for some support, now gives down low. Good job there to slow him up there was Aiden Bourne. Now played over towards the wall, trying to keep him to the outside and doing a pretty good job of that. And nice play by Patsilevis, he gets a clear. 40 seconds to play, period number 2, still 1-0 Knights. It's been that way since 24 seconds into the period when they finally got one to deflect in off a centering feed from Roberge. A lot more penalties in this period and a lot more stoppages, but that's really the only play that has been particularly notable. Of course, the Knights continue to smother the Hitmen attack, and of course, by having 4 more power plays, that certainly helps. Nice play there along the wall to keep it alive, but it does trickle loose over to Bombalski, who's looking to skate. Has been all day. Bombalski tries a shot, a riser, that he waits. Here he comes again, the number 94 in powder blue. Had it sticked away from them, but the Hitmen keep it alive with Wheaton, passing laterally. Kept inside the zone, though, as Bourne tried to touch it along, but good physical play right along the bench. Able to free the puck up and get it back in the possession of Wilkes-Barre. Good play at neutral ice. Bombalski has it along the red line. Moves it over to Patsilevis. The combo that got it done just a few minutes ago. Playing it here is Tremblay for Wilkes-Barre. Here come the Knights in transition as Lavoie is halved from behind by Patsilevis. Frees up the puck here along the wall as Wheaton now tangling up for it. 2-on-2 board battle, and Patsilevis, the odd man, comes out free with it. Sends it over to Foodie, the defenseman. Plays it off the dasher board, but knocked down at the glass. And a bit of a traffic jam there as 2 Wilkes-Barre players came together and couldn't free the puck up between them. This one pops up in the air, kicked by Bourne over to the stake. Out at center. That one clapped back in, but off of Foodie, so Bourne able to collect. Trying to catch Wilkes-Barre a little bit off guard, but they had numbers back, didn't go for a change. So they had 4 men back to defend. Played over towards the middle of the ice here. This is like assessed to Owen Stewart. So this is just their second man advantage of the game. Patsilevis' stick was tied up there along the wall as power play tries to get to work, but it's an immediate clearance there for Alec James. Well, that one floated right along the net mouth there as Bombalski made sure it didn't trickle in past his netminder, who had vacated the crease for the moment. Bombalski hassled here by James. Waits to find an opening and eventually carries the puck forward. Here comes Bumbalski again on a skate forward. Guided out wide, but at least able to get the puck over to his teammate. That is Wheaton. Wheaton hassled along the boards, and it's returned back out to why, but it also takes away from your ability to enforce your will offensively, as they really need to. Well, they did find the tying goal, and that's a. Well, Bolduc wins the faceoff. Sent back up top. Crowd there develops around Stewart, able to keep it alive and get the return feed from Alec James. James walks down the left side. Waiting, looking, nothing develops there in front of the net. As the defense on the penalty kill has been very stout for the Hitmen. They're able to send free, and Shmakov will monitor as Stewart looks to get the rush started again. Here comes James. James waiting, looking for a centering feed. Can't find anybody, so he'll have to hold up with it again. Now send down low. Trying to load the gun in the middle of the ice there for Bolduc and couldn't quite connect. Good chance there on the pass there from William Hubeck. Stewart will drop it back. Here comes Cavatayo. Gives on the left side for Bolduc. Will swing it around. Wood tries to get there before Cavatayo, but Cavatayo wins the stick battle, able to lift it and keep it alive. Schubeck, now a shot. Didn't quite get everything on it. And Xavier Thomas gets himself his 4th goal of the season. As there's a shot that goes wide of the crease. Again, Wilkes-Barre looking for the answer. I believe Thomas, that would be his 1st goal as a member of the Hitmen. Comes out here to Bumbalski. Look at him skate forward again. Ethan Bumbalski, left circle. Shot goes off the side of the net. Stays alive in the corner. Just 9 shots on goal for the Jersey Hitmen, but 2 of them have gone and tickled the twine in behind Preston Baker. And what a performance continuing to be made by Gavin Garrity, who has made 43 saves. Entanglement there in the corner boards. Played along right circle. One-timer and another save by Garrity. Face-off won cleanly by the Hitmen. This one will ride the dasher boards and eventually get out to center ice. And now here comes Wheaton trying to spring forward. Here goes Wheaton. He's got some space and he hits the crossbar. So close to a 3-1 Jersey lead as it comes back out to center. Scranton dodges a bullet. They've got to get moving here. 6:59. This one goes over to the skates as Patsalevis, and now Wheaton trying to create more space as he skates laterally. Stopped up right there by DiGaetano on the blue line. Good job to rebuff the attack. Foodie plays it along, looking for Wheaton. Pulled free by Cole Riley, but they can't quite pull off a clean exchange as Foodie will have it in his own end. It's gotten past him today. Face-off won by the Knights, but controlled by the Hitmen as Bumbalski not able to get it out, but Gretchen will on the second effort. 3 minutes and 30, and we're getting close to the point where for Wilkes-Barre, you consider pulling your goaltender. Can't do it now, of course, as they have it in deep in their own end. Well, look at how Alec James was hassled there. Is really the defensive work has been a step above in this third period for the Hitmen. They've had far fewer unmarked players in the Navy. Played across here for a shot by Stewart. Another save, once again made by Garrity. Should be 49 shots on. We have it at 48 as a man has lost his stick in down below. It was Lavoie who lost the lumber. He retrieves it as it's iced by the Hitman. He takes a step forward. Here comes the number 94. Down the left wing side. Takes it from the jump. Gavin Garrity with the performance of the season in net. Jersey wants to reward him with a victory. Here's a skate ahead for Wheaton. Wheaton puts it over towards the middle, and hooked from behind was Patsalevis. No call. It looked like a hook from behind, but the officials opt to let it keep playing out here in overtime. Turned over here along the blue line, and Wilkes-Barre will retrieve it. Here comes Marachik. Marachik moving down the right wing side. Now takes a move to the front and a save made again by Garrity. Now comes right out towards the middle of the ice. Waiting, shooting, save Garrity. Another impressive play there as James is denied. Now another try goes wide. Has to get back into the crease and does. Garrity under fire once again. He's made 56 saves. Here comes Bombalski now. Bombalski gets a step. Moving on in. Backhand save made by Baker. Unbelievable. The save of the game for the Wilkes-Barre netminder. What a move on the backhand by Bombalski, but couldn't put it home. Wilkes-Barre has. Now it'll be Alec James, the next shooter for the Knights. James tied for the leading scorer on Wilkes-Barre. Moves in. Waits, fakes, backhand, and a sliding save by